I'll be sharing today about a talk I had with my mentor like some 5 years ago maybe, or more by now, but she was saying that we have to unprogram ourselves with gentleness and self-love, because the message we used to receive was shouldn't, won't, can't, and that we shouldn't receive, we can't receive, we won't receive. And we can consistently transform by becoming a receiver, saying that to ourselves we are adept at helping, kind, beautiful, clever, and that we don't need to give more than we're able to afford to give safely. And we can allow ourselves to give to ourselves and not have to earn, starting from a giving, from a deficit. It's not our job to do what someone else wants. We had that job before, each of us. We learned that, right? So good stuff comes when we're not desperately seeking it. Our only job is really not to take chances or to be irresponsible in how we behave, because we attract nurturing people into our life when we remember that we are making choices for who we are and where we are. And we can go right back on if we make a mistake. We can be grateful for the test, really. We can call it a test and go back on the path we're supposed to be on, recognizing it's all meant to be, it's part of our growth. And for example, what would we do if we saw a child being attacked by their mother? We'd get the kid away and keep them away. Some of us have to think our parents were not worthy to be in our lives. And I'm going to share now from the Vedic tradition. So this is possible. Abraham had some kids that were sent away with gifts, and we might say these are some of the wisdoms that they had. So first of all, they teach us about the word karana, which means to do or to make. And there's a higher source where there's like a spiritual satellite operating beyond the universe's gravity, and the souls are living modems strategically placed around the world. And this organization called Brahma Kumaris is like the Manhattan Meditation Center, and they share a lot on these topics. And I'm going to be sharing a lot from that on this topic. And it's all helping us to become more of ourselves. Even if I share their details, I'm Jewish, sharing about how to be a better Jew for me and how you can be a better you. Namaste is the honoring the divinity in the other. And drishti is like a focused concentration. And shakti is transforming the spiritual power. Transformative spiritual power. It's a spiritual power that transforms. So we're saying there's a compassionate state as part of a shared human experience. The I opening, enlightening wisdom of, we call it yoga or yoking. In Judaism, we call it Kabbalas Al, accepting the yoke of heaven, to see harmony and connectedness and interdependence of all living beings and their natural environments in the whole universe. There are latent spiritual basic virtues that comprise karana, which are transmitted from living beings, souls, through the spiritual trajectory of awareness, attitude, vision, and action, and their vibrational frequencies in the soul. Their expression forms a living system of interrelationships that connect us to the experience of life. Karana is like a satellite that emits the frequencies of nonviolence, generosity, love, kindness, mercy, and forgiveness. Compassionate love is care and consideration for someone, not selfish in its aims, and upholds respect, regard, reverence, pure intentions, maintaining relationship through selfless service. Now, I don't mean not having a self, but I mean not putting ourselves first. So a self-full service, like putting all of ourselves in it. And it can be for community or loved ones, all of meant. Kind, it's continual. Compassionate kindness is coming from self-compassion, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Now, the whole Torah is compared to exactly that. We learned Rabbi Akiva said, and Rabbi Hillel, that if what you wouldn't want done to you, don't do to another. And it's all about loving your neighbor as yourself. So when we enhance the inner ability to really see the self, we can really see and feel what's around us. Ability to be gentle with ourselves and go past the judgments brings stability and satisfaction to relationships. It gives courage and strength to see every thought, word, and action as an opportunity to be kind. Compassionate mercy is motivating benevolence, going out of one's way to help someone, to be of service to others, gives gratitude. spiritual disposition of understanding the essential in the expansion, the underpinning wisdom in the vastness of information overload. Compassionate forgiveness is awareness that generates a willingness to let go of guilt and blame that causes distress and disturbance to the soul. Wisdom to forgive ourselves for acting out of ignorance and to reinstate a sense of dignity by acting from enlightened responsibility sets us free. A collective settlement is a time for reconciliation, groundedness, and deep realization of causes, symptoms, consequences. It's choosing not to accuse, not to project. Compassionate nonviolence this is the fifth one out of the six, appeals to fairness and required unadulterated fearlessness. The human heart is capable of conceiving a complete substitute with roots in courage instead of confusion. The heart's deepest nature is to trust what's true and real, not to exclude, prejudice, discrimination, anger, resentment. Compassionate generosity is to live from heart, not the ego, as a human family, and face the many challenges of life with humility, calmness, and courage. To open the heart to the people and planet instead of being greedy and small, lonely and bitter, narrow-minded. Authenticity and abundance is to see life as it is, the new normal, versus how it should be, which is a normalcy bias. This is what's normal. Awakening the goodness of our soul, sharing is caring, less is more, cultivating pure unselfish life on a heart-to-heart basis is what is interconnectedness.